Good morning, students. I am Vijayashree, working as lecturer in TJPS College, Department of Computer Science. Today we are going to discuss about inheritance. So before going to inheritance, there are so many concepts of OOPs. Those are polymorphism, multi-threaded programming, inheritance. One of the point in OOPs concept is inheritance. So here inheritance means deriving properties from an old class to a new class. That means we can derive properties from an old class to the new class is called inheritance. Here, if for example, if we take A as a class, class A is taken as a superclass, and class B can be written. From A, the data can be accessed, or the properties or characteristics of a particular class A can be retrieved or inherited to B. That means class A data can be retrieved to class B. So here A is a superclass and B is a subclass. We have to know what is a superclass and what is a subclass. It means the superclass is nothing but a particular class that is class A. The data which is derived from the class B that we can call as subclass. So this is called superclass and this is called subclass. So A is the superclass and B is the subclass. So it's otherwise called a superclass, is otherwise called as a base class. Base class or parent class, and also it's otherwise called as child class, derived class. So that means if we called A as a superclass, we will call B as a subclass. If we call A as a parent class, we call as a child class, B as, and if we call base class as A, and B is called as a derived class. If we want to retrieve the data or to access the properties from one class to another class is called inheritance. Once again, the definition for inheritance is deriving the properties from an old class to a new class. Here, old class is A and the new class is B. So this A is called as old class. That means the data that can be stored in A, whatever the data stored in A, that can be inherited to B. So that it is called as new class. So deriving the properties from an old class to a new class is called inheritance. Here we have why we have to use inheritance. The main feature or the best feature in OOPs concept is inheritance. The meaning of this is reusability. That means we can use the classes at any time, at any place. So that means we can create the class in a particular way that can be used one or more times. That means reusability. If we create one class, that can be placed away and that can be used 2 or more times in the same class or other class, outside the class or other program also. So this is the best feature. That means reusability is the best feature for inheritance. Okay. Next, coming to the types of inheritance. If we want to access the data from class A to class B, we are telling that A data can be retrieved to or inherited to B. So that means to inherit the data, we have to use some keywords. That is, extends keyword can be used. Extends. By using this extends keyword, the data from A, that means old class data can be retrieved to or inherited to data is displayed in class A, that can be retrieved in class B. So here, so to display this value, we use here some class, some method display. So system.out.println A. So A means here A is taken, A is not taken in the class B. So this can be inherited to class B. So otherwise, the main class will be taken, that can be executed. So this is the way that the data can be inherited from class A to class B. To inherit the data, we use a concept called or keyword called extensor. Here extend should not written in capital letters because it is a case sensitive language. That's why we have to write in small letters only. Next, coming to types of inheritance. Types of inheritance. To access the data from one class to another class, we use this concept. To access the data from an old class to a new class, or to reuse the data one or more times, we use a concept called inheritance. Here we have 5 types of inheritance. Those are single, multi-level, multiple, hybrid and hierarchical. So, single inheritance. Multi-level inheritance. Multiple inheritance. Hierarchical. And hybrid inheritance. So these are the 5 points or 5 types of inheritance that we are using in inheritance. Those are single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, multiple inheritance, hierarchical and hybrid inheritance. Coming to single inheritance. So here we have single inheritance. In this single inheritance, only one superclass and one subclass can be taken. That means one superclass and one subclass. Let's take a diagram. Class A is taken A, that can be inherited to class B. So here A is called superclass and B is called subclass. So A is called superclass and B is called subclass. Is otherwise called as base class, derived class, and also parent class and child class. So if we want to access the data from A to B, we use only one superclass and one subclass is there, so that we can call as single inheritance. So syntax for the single inheritance is class A int A. Syntax statements in A, class B statements in B. So here we are using 2 classes, class A and class B. So I have written that class A, class B, but there is no inheritance concept. If we want to access the data from A to B, we use a keyword called extends. Extends A. So that means all the data that can be stored in A can be inherited to class B. So for example, Here I am taking the method called display. So in that method I am going to print the data in class A. So this is the example program for single inheritance. Here I have taken that class A. In that class A, I have taken only the variable A, that is integer type, A equal to 10. So it is coming to class B. I have taken only display method, and the data that is stored in the class A can be inherited, so that the A is entered into the class B. So in display method, A is 10, it will be stored. So this can be displayed by using the main method. So here I am going to create an object for. So here two classes are there. In B there is also A is also there in B. So that B can be taken as a taken to create the object. So B object equal to new object. This is the syntax for the creation of an object. So for this class, so that means B class can be taken to create a class. So object dot B. So that means if we call this class, the system will execute that display method. So A can be taken from A. So the output will be 10. So after compiling this program by using a command prompt, there we have to type Java C. There we have to type Java C. So if we save this file as a single.java, so this can be compiled. If there is any errors in this program, the errors will be displayed. After rectifying this, after saving the program, we can run the program. That means Java with class name. Here class name means main. Main is the class name. Why we are using the main as class name means here we are using the main method. The public static void main, whatever we have written the main function, that class can be taken as a main class. So that here we can write Java main. So after running this statement, the data that is displayed in the program is 10. So I have not written the output for this program is not written, so that only the value is displayed. If we written here, if we written the value of this program is if we write like this, the statement will display. Whatever we have written in quotation, that can be displayed. Here I have not written the statement. Only the value I have displayed. So this is the single inheritance. Single inheritance means only having one superclass and one subclass. The syntax for this is class A, statements in A, class B extends A, statements in B. For this is the example for single inheritance. So this is the single inheritance. I am coming to multi-level inheritance. Second point, multi-level inheritance. So here we are using level wise. That means we have one by one level is there. So for that, I am taking the diagram as class A, class B, and class C. So here I have taken three classes: class A, class B, and class C. So A is the superclass, and B is also called as superclass to C, and C is the child class. For A, B is the child class. That means it is grandparent and B is parent and this is child. So level wise we are entering the data. So if we want to access the data A to B and B to C. In B we have the data A. In C we have B and in B we have A. That means in B we have the data in A also. So the syntax for this is class A. Statements in A. Class B. Statements in B. Class C. Statements in C. So that means I have written this as only 3 different classes. If we want to inherit the data from A to B, we used to write extends A. And from C, it's also taken as a single class. If we want to inherit the data from B, we have to write extends B. So this is the syntax for multi-level inheritance. I have taken class A, class B and class C. From class B, I am inheriting the data from class A. From C, and then I am inheriting the data from class B. So that like this the syntax is. So for coming to the example, I have taken class A as int A equal to 10 and here C. I have taken class B also int B equal to 20. So if we want to inherit the data from A, we used to write extends A. So this is can be closed. So A, B can be written from C extends B. So if we want to calculate to access two classes data, so here we have to write int C equal to A plus B. So here I am going to display the value like C. All the data that can be stored in a variable in C, right? So here I am writing the value C. Okay. So if here I am going to write the main method so that here C is taken. So then dot C. So C. Once again C. Class A is taken. In class A I am taken integer A equal to 10. Class B extends A, B equal to 20. That means in B, A value and B value is there. And coming to class C, extends B. That means in B, we have also A value. So here I am calculating the value C equal to A plus B and display method also written. So here I am writing that system.out.println C. That means C value is 10 plus 20 is 30 value. So 30 value is stored in the display method. To access the data, I am creating an object for this C. That why? Because all the data in C is there. So that means in C we have B and A classes data. Okay. So C object equal to new C object dot C. That means all the data that is having C equal to 30 is stored in C. This data can be displayed after compiling here multi-level. If we save this file as multi-level level.java, then after compiling this, if there is any errors is there that can be displayed. Otherwise it will come into the command prompt after running this program Java main. So the data that is A equal to C equal to A plus B, that is 10 plus 2 30 is displayed. So this is the multi-level inheritance. So next coming to multiple inheritance. So coming to multiple inheritance, having two or more superclasses, that means more number of base classes, and only one subclass is called as multi-level multiple inheritance. So the diagram for this is, if we taken A and B are two superclasses that can be inherited to C. So if we taken that two base classes or more than two classes can be taken as base classes or super classes, and one subclass and single subclass is there. This concept we can call as multiple inheritance. That means that the Java does not support this multiple inheritance. It can be overcome. It can be also solved by using the concept called interfaces. By using this concept, interfaces concept, we can take A, B as an interface, and C can be taken can be inherited. So this can be not written in Java. By using extends keyword, we cannot access the data having more number of superclasses and one subclass. It can be written only by using interfaces concept only. And next, coming to hierarchical inheritance. So hierarchical inheritance, in that means only one superclass is there. From that superclass, so many number of so many number of derived classes can be written. That means from one superclass, more than one subclasses can be written. That means the syntax for this is, if we taken A as a superclass, this A is called as a super, B and C. So here D, E, F. So by using this diagram, A is called as superclass, B, C, D, E, F are called as a subclasses. Okay, so the syntax for this is class A, statements in A, class B, so extends A. So all the data can be inherited from A only. Class C extends A. So this is the syntax that we are using, class A, class B and class C. All the data inherited from class A only. In multi-level inheritance, all the data from A to B, B to C. But in hierarchical inheritance, all the data can be inherited from superclass only. For example, if we take class A and class B and class C extends A. Int B equal to 20, C equal to 30. So from in class A, I am taking the variables, three variables, A equal to 10, B equal to 20 and C equal to 30. If and coming to class B, extends A. Here I am writing the display method, display A. Otherwise called as display 1. System.out.println. Class B extends, here class C extends A, void display B, system dot so I am taking main class C, sorry, class D extends A. So void display C system dot out dot println C. Okay. So coming to main class, class main public static void main string args. So here I am creating objects for these three classes. So class B. So all the variables stored in class A to extend to inherit the data from A we use in class B. So I want to create the object to class B. So here B object 1 equal to new B. C object 2 equal to new C. D object 3 equal to new D. So to display the data we use object 1 dot display A, object 2 dot display B, object 3 dot display here B, C and D. So here, so coming to the hierarchical inheritance, I have taken the example as this. So class A is taken A variables A, B, C, and class B extends A. That means I am writing display method. So only the variable A can be displayed. In here class C, the B value can be displayed, and in class D, C value is displayed. So to display this data, we used to write a main method. By using this method, we have to create objects. Objects for class B, class C, and class D can be written. And to display the values, by using the method display 1, display 2, display 3. So display 1. So those can be written here A. So by using these values, the data by compiling the program Java C hierarchical.java. So after running this program, the values of those are stored as 10, 20, 30 can be displayed. So this is the hierarchical inheritance. Only one base class or one super class and one or more subclasses can be taken to retrieve the data or inherit the data from a class A to class B, class C, class D, wherever we required that can be inherited. So it's also it looks like a tree structure. So and next coming to the hybrid inheritance. Hybrid inheritance means the combination of both multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical plus multiple inheritance. So the combination of multiple inheritance and hierarchical inheritance is called as hybrid inheritance. So Java does not support multiple inheritance, so that the hybrid inheritance cannot also be supported by the Java. So the multiple inheritance is overcome by using the concept called interfaces. These are the concepts that are used in inheritance. So once again, the inheritance is nothing but the collection of inheriting the properties from an old class to a new class. The new class is called as a child class, or parent class is called as an old class. Here we have 5 types of inheritance: single, multiple, multi-level, hybrid and hierarchical. Those we have seen. So this is the concept of